I think it's worth probably a few seconds thinking about actually what is a game and what is a computer game. We're all familiar with games, and games and play are slightly different, and there's big academic discussions as to where the dividing lines are. But personally, I kind of see it that play is something just for the enjoyment's sake, and it's very open-ended, whereas games, you start to get the idea of a specific rule sets that all the participants agree to stick to. Computer games are just the use of computers to mediate that game or that play. And I think, again, that's where we're starting to see the blurring of boundaries. So the idea of a game normally where there's an end point or there's a competition or there's something you're competing against, that's not necessarily the case now. So we see game-like interaction with systems where we might call it like a sandbox. So an example would be something like The Sims, where there definitely is a game element to it. There's achievements, there's scores to be had, but there's also a huge social element. And that can be as rewarding, if not more rewarding, than the traditional game elements. And there we just see the players playing around, having fun, and that's why we call that sandbox. So there's a whole host of games that aren't really games at all, they're just play. And there's a whole host of play that has gamic elements to it. So we're starting to see this blurring around the boundaries of what once was quite constrained as to what a computer game was or wasn't. And of course the technology is just further adding to that. Games that blur into TV, TV that blurs into games, games that blur into reality and back again. So gaming and computer games are quite an interesting juncture, and we're going to see them evolving and spreading into lots of different arenas, and the very definition of game is something that will constantly be challenged for the better.